Welcome, friends, to an exciting day of Let's Playing the Void Pyramid. I'm going to do a speedrun, because what else do you do on a Saturday morning? Okay, for those of you who don't know, the Void Pyramid is a game where you play as some random sap who got thrown into this pyramid in space by the Prime Pharaoh because he doesn't like you or something. Your job is to escape and kill the Demon Warden Amit, as you can see. But we don't care about that because we're going to do a speedrun, and we're going to get probably the worst ending in the game. Unless there's another one that I don't know about. Probably not. Anyway, we're going to choose the Scribe class and jump right in. Now, playing as the Scribe gives us the highest amount of wit. And after breaking down the stats in the game, I concluded that if you were going to do a speedrun, wit was probably the best way to go. Gives you the highest chance to get a reward after combat, and sometimes in the one Devin, great reward there. Sometimes you find yourself running the route that I have plotted out for the speedrun, needing a little extra Devin because the game's treasure is highly RNG. Not just the treasure that you get from enemies, but I'm talking like every single chest in the game is RNG except for the scripted treasure. And when I say treasure, I don't mean treasure in a general sense. Treasure is actually a keyword in the game that describes the list of, like 30 random objects that you have to collect. Well, you don't have to collect them, but that you can collect while in the pyramid. So aside from the chests that contain those items and a couple other very uncommon scripted chests, everything in the game is random. Thus, having such a high amount of randomness, I thought, or not thought, but you sometimes run into situations where you get stuck in the speedrun and you need to do a bit of quick grinding. So I thought, well, might as well go with the stat that gives you the highest reward. The other two stats are agility and brawn. Agility lets you run away from combat, which is useless in a speedrun. And you might think, well, wait a minute, why would that be useless? Like, wouldn't you want to run away from combat? Wouldn't that make things quicker? Well, you are correct. However, you get enough of these items called radars, which let you avoid combat indefinitely. So the agility stat would never really come into play after the beginning of the game, because once you get a couple radars, you could pretty much chain the radars together, and at a certain point you never have to run into another enemy if you don't want to. Brawn lets you randomly win combat for no reason. I mean, I guess it's your raw might. But, yeah, it lets you win combat, have a chance to just insta-win combat. Additionally, or not additionally, but same problem with agility is that you don't really need to win combat instantly. There's a point in the game where you just start using radars, and you're not going to run into enough combat to have it even be worth it. This is actually coming close to where we're going to start using our radars. Let's see. The items are always... It's another annoying thing, is that the items are always random in which order you get them in, so they're always random in your pack, which makes it a little hard to know where they are the first time you open up the menu. Anyway, we fought enough of the early battles, and we seem to have gotten enough Devin, which Devin is your, I can't remember if I've said it already, it's your EXP and your money. But we've gotten enough Devin that we don't really need to fight any more early battles. So we're going to want to boost our wit to 20, and we're going to put the rest in attack. We're going to heal here on that machine. Now 20 wits lets us open this door, and we're going to fly through here. These halls, okay, yeah, we're going to want to use another radar. These halls have increased enemy encounter, so if we had needed, or if in the future we need to grind some enemies really quick, we can use that. Now running through that radar actually triggers marmosets. Yeah, you heard me, marmosets, to come steal your money. Interestingly, if you have the radar turned on, the marmosets don't attack you. Well, I mean, they don't attack you. It just, the game rolls a die, and then you lose money. But it's completely null and void with the radar, so we don't even need agility to get through there. We're basically trying to grab as many easy and, quote, free chests that we can get this early on. Interesting fact there, you saw we didn't have enough agility to jump over that pit, but it actually helps us because it increases the speed in which we travel through that room. We do miss the 2 chests in the middle, but it's not a big deal. Now you see that chest is still there. That's not a glitch. That chest has a false bottom and one of the treasures is inside of it. However, we don't care about treasures, so we're going to ignore it. This part of the speedrun is probably the most fun because it involves picking up the most treasure with very little combat. And it's just fun to zoom through everywhere and grab everything. Alright, now we need at least 15 attack power to get this guy. So we're going to go back. We're going to boost our attack. And let's just do 16 just to be safe. And we're going to want to put the rest into wit. Oops. Okay. Now it is a pain that we have to walk all the way back, but it's better than having your run ended, because the boss, if you want to call it that there, if you haven't put any points into defense or life, he will kill you in, I believe, 1 hit. So we better go first here. Yeah. If we go first, we have the ability to end her, I think it is, with a weapon. Alright, now that we're in the second area of the pyramid, there are 3 main areas. The goal now is the same as before. We're going to want to grab a lot of the treasure here, the easy to get treasure. The problem is that we need 30 wit to get some of it, and we're not going to have 30 wit right when we get here. And there are a couple weird locations like this one, where if we have enough wit, we can dive forward and get to this location, which allows us to grab all this treasure, but you need agility to get back out. So we're actually going to have to run in here. We're going to have to, basically, we're going to have to do a lot of warping. In order to get the most amount of treasure. We should have enough radars to do this, though. And I actually think I might have messed up. Yeah, I did. Because we need 25 wit right now. We only have 24. Alright. We're close to 30, but not quite. The reason we want 25 is because it's going to let us open this safe up here. Which is going to give us about anywhere between 150 and 200 Debin. This part of the game also gets a little tricky because we're gearing up for a series of fights against some mummies. And the mummies aren't so bad, but there's a boss right after it, and that boss tends to be the big break point in the game. It's the point that once you get past it, you've pretty much won the speedrun. But it's really easy to get stuck on it. Alright, now we're going to want 30 wit. The rest we're going to want to put into attack for now. We'll get defense later, but alright. Let me think. Where have we been? This is the first time I've tried to do the speedrun while talking. Which adds another layer of difficulty. All the serums that we get aren't very useful. We really only use a couple serums at the beginning of the game, and after that, there's not really a need for them. Okay. Now, up there is where the mummies are, but we don't want to go there just yet. Okay, do we have enough? No, we only have 134. I feel like I'm missing a treasure somewhere. And see, this ends up being the problem with the speedrun, is that we've picked up a lot of items and not necessarily a lot of Debin recently. Oh no, we had 30. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, whatever. Alright, let me get reset here. 30 Debin is not hugely critical, but it is going to let us open up those. Oh, you know what? I might be getting this confused. I'm running a couple different speedrun routes. I think 30 might have been only necessary for... Might have only been necessary for if you wanted a better ending. Oh well, whatever. We've got 30. What we're doing now is we're talking to these machines that give you... They basically give you stats if you have stats. That sounds weird, but like, if you have high agility, you can talk to the agility one, and it'll give you more agility. And if you have high wit and attack, etc., etc. But yeah. Now I'm thinking we could risk it and just put all our points into attack. I think we need, in order to beat that upcoming boss, I think we need what, like 35 maybe? Attack? We might as well risk it, right? I've made so many mistakes that my time is already kind of bad. Okay. Congratulations, we got the fetus. Okay. 27 is not great. We could do this next part and just hope we go first. Sometimes you get an item randomly called the adrenaline, which gives you a better chance to go first. Problem is if any of these mummies go first, we die. Good news is the mummies are slow. So the chances are in our favor that we will always go first. There's always that slight chance though, unless there isn't one. I don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain and think if the mummies have ever gone first on me. Okay. Alright. Don't celebrate too quickly though, because now we have to beat this guy, and I'm wondering if it's worth it to go back and boost. Well, we don't really have that much money. Ah, what the heck. Let's gamble the whole run on this next battle. We will just go in there, and if we go first, we'll win. If we don't go first, the speedrun is over. It's a 50-50 chance of survival. 3.33 repeating. Yeah, this guy. Anubis or whatever. Alright. Hey! Speedrun not done. Well, that's pretty much it. As long as I don't goof on the radar and forget to turn it on when it breaks. Now all we have to do is just walk to the end of the game. Which is a pity because there's a lot of cool stuff in this game that this route really just does not experience. Probably a much more impressive speedrun would be to do an all treasure speedrun. If I have the time, I might consider doing that at some point, but that would be a lot harder to plot out, considering if you want all the treasure, you generally have to have high stats in every single category. Alright, leaving the Void Pyramid forever. I guess that's Amit. You launch the funeral barge. The fins unfurl and the barge catapults into the outer space of deep void. You survive the horrible Void Pyramid. Something is wrong. The control panel displays a video of Amit's cackling maw as fog fills the cockpit. Flesh-eating bacteria are being pumped through the barge. The bacteria will kill you. When this infected barge crashes on another world, the denizens of that world will die too. Only Amit, the devourer of souls, could have such a cruel agenda. There we are. Rank deceased. You escaped the Void Pyramid, but did not live to enjoy your freedom. And that's Void Pyramid. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll do a speedrun of the other endings, since this ending is kind of a cop-out anyway, but I hope you enjoyed, and until the next time, my friends, see you then.